Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, everybody at home. You are welcome to your daily station, The Advocate TV, making them relevant, making everyone relevant. This is your program, and this is the time. School of Common Sense. I'm your regular host, Ambassador Ola Odeyemi. Good morning, everyone. Every Tuesday, Monday like this, let me first of all greet you and welcome you to a new week. This is how we open our new week, at least being the new week of opportunity, the new week of progress, and the new week of achievement. Today, on School of Common Sense, I think it is better we talk to ourselves. It is very, very ideal that we tell you what you don't know or remind you of what you've known but you have forgotten. That's why when we meet on this program, the School of Common Sense, we come together to learn. We come together to achieve a purpose. And that purpose is getting new things, to understand the circumstances and where to apply our common sense. Today, we'll be discussing 5 circumstances when common sense is needed. At times, people get themselves into a particular circumstance, and how to get out of those circumstances or how to navigate their ways out always prove difficult. But in the school today, we will tell you, you will learn new thing, 5 circumstances when common sense is needed. I believe that you have taken your pen or give us a rapt attention. Number 1, when making important decisions, you need common sense. There are so many things that people will not do for you. You have to do it for yourself. Yes, you have to do it for yourself. What makes people to fail several times is because what they need to do, the decision they need to make, they leave it for somebody to make a decision for you. No. That's why it is called decision. You have to decide for yourself. You need common sense. Unfortunately, as common as the sense is, not everybody practices it or uses it. That's why people become vulnerable, susceptible to just seemingly avoidable circumstances But just because they could not apply the common sense, they could not reason within themselves and do something right in appropriate time. I said, number one, when you are making important decision, you need common sense. You want to get married? You need common sense. It is common sense that tells you that you have to keep yourself so that you don't involve in what will ruin your future. When you want to start a job, you need common sense. There are some jobs that people get themselves into. In getting into that job, they become perpetual and everlasting slave. Yes. There's no way, anywhere you work, you are not working as a slave. I do tell people that we work together all the time. I said, you are not working for me, we are working together because we have aim, objectives, and a goal to achieve. When you want to take up a job, you must make sure that you use your common sense. Look at the present status of that job. Look at the past credences of that job. Then look at the future of that job. Let me give you an example. I once had a friend who was a lithographer. Yes, that time they normally use darkroom to burn their plates. If you're a printer, you understand what I'm saying. It gravitates again. There was this kind of a change of nomenclature. They didn't use the darkroom again to produce a film for printing. They were using these plates. But as development progresses, they change from using just ordinary lighting bulbs to using from computer to plate. That is CPT or CTP. Yes, CTP. In fact, the adventure or the invention of CTP render many lithographers jobless. I think you can understand what I'm saying now. In that your job, how feasible is the future? How reliable is the job that you are using, that you are doing now? Some of those lithographers, they studied the trend, and many of them changed their procedure. Many of them changed the dimension of their work in order to be so to blend with the changes. Many of them who could not change, who could not blend with the direction of changes, in fact, they are nowhere to be found today. When you are making important decisions, you need common sense. What am I saying here? To every viewer at home, think carefully before making choices. That is it. Everybody, every human being, that's why we are called Homo sapien. You have the ability, the cognitive ability to think. That's why we are different from animals. There's difference between cognitive thinking and intuition. Yes. Which is also different from instinct. Animals has instincts, but they don't have that reasonability capacity. Think carefully before making choices. The choices you make today could affect your future. Use your common sense. We will grow together. Let's marry ourselves. Don't worry, if there's no job today, there's going to be job tomorrow. Don't deceive yourself. How Sunday will be, you will get it on Saturday. It is high time everybody rose to the challenges these days. If they ask you that don't marry a jobless person, I'm telling you that advice is gold. It's pale. They don't want you to suffer at the end of the day. But some people will say that, I can marry even somebody who doesn't go to school, who doesn't have job, who doesn't have anything, I can marry. Go and marry. It will get to a time when you say I do, it will now be www.reality.com. Then you see yourself. In fact, they will not set the mirror until you see yourself, because you cannot apply common sense. Common sense will help you think carefully. What about the way you spend money in your finances? You are not CBN. You are not commercial bank. It's not every request that the people ask from you that you grant. If not, you'll be grounded one day. Use your common sense. Let me use this one as an example. If you're a farmer, you know what okra is. You know, okra soup is very good. It's a very fantastic delicacy when you want to eat food. If you don't allow the okra to get dried or to get matured, if you eat all the okra prematurely, or you eat all the okra without being matured, and eventually you don't see the seed to plant, you will blame yourself for that. If you have money now, it is not a spell or a charm that you must spend everything. It is not. Let me ask this question from our viewers at home. Do you have savings? Do you have savings? Common sense will tell you that you should save something for the rainy day. Yes. You don't spend everything, you don't eat everything. If you eat everything, you'll be left with nothing. Some people have been saying education is a scam. There is this body that they do go everywhere. They will say, buy these food supplements. I won't mention the name, but you know them. Buy these food supplements. They will tell you that education is scam. You see them carrying small bags on their back. They can trek from here to eternity. They've indoctrinated them. In fact, many of them are regretting their actions today. In fact, there was a time that a school, maybe Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, FUNAB, that that released memo that many students were withdrawing from degree courses. They were withdrawing from university, from polytechnics, from colleges of education. They were, in fact, voluntary withdrawal. When you ask them, they will tell you that education is scam. Just come and join us. By the time you start selling these food supplements, you become a millionaire overnight. Do you have common sense? Being a millionaire within a night. Oh. Do you apply your common sense? Let me ask you this question. Your father has been working for the past 40, 50 years. How many millions do they have in the bank? Do you think that hard work is as simple as that? Use your common sense. Let everybody be normal. Let everybody use his common sense. Education still pays. If you are in this school, read your book. Yes, read your book. Education is as real as death. Don't let anybody brainwash you that education is a scam. It's not a scam. Even the people that are saying that book is haram, how do they operate the sophisticated weapons in their hands? How do they connect with the social media? How do they connect with all these what is the orbits, the SATs? Oh, do you think that a non-entity can operate a machine gun? They produce explosions. How do they do that? Don't let anybody brainwash you. Use your common sense. Education still pays. What about in relationship? Somebody is deceiving you, or you are deceiving yourself. Oh, divorce your wife. Divorce your husband. When you divorce your wife, it is somebody that has been divorced that you will now marry again. How sensible are you? A woman, you divorce your husband. You are now the second wife, or the third, or the fourth wife in the house of another man. How sensible are you? Let's call a spade a spade. There's need for tolerance. There's need for loyalty. Yes. There's need for truthfulness in relationship. Use your common sense. Even if everybody tells you that you should fight for divorce, I think it's better you think it twice, because it might harm you. This is the school of common sense. Okay, I'm your radio friend. I'm your teacher. Yes, I'm your tutor. I must tell you, that is what I've told you now. 5 circumstances when common sense is needed. We have just been able to treat one today in making important decisions. By next week, we'll continue with other factors, other circumstances where common sense is needed. But before I go today, run away from anything called drugs. Colorado will destroy you. Sachet, gin, pelebe will destroy your life. Cigarettes doesn't have any positive advantage that it will give you. Use your common sense. Squishy, ele, fidigun shofo nagao, akpeteshi, burukutu, ogogoro, alcohol, all those things, they have no advantage to add to your value, to your life value. Abstain from them today. Use your common sense. If you have been lured to engage in drug, either in planting drugs, in trafficking drugs, in selling drugs, if you fall, you are not wise. Use your common sense. If you engage in drug trafficking, either by domestic or by international law, if you are caught, jail straight. Yes, and don't forget, the year somebody spends in jail is a wasted time. Use your common sense so that you don't waste your time, you don't waste your work, you don't waste your future, you don't waste your destiny. Till next week on this program, I am Ambassador Ola Odeyemi. Good morning.